Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I am really excited about today's reading because we're going to do more of a fun reading just for curiosity and, just more enjoyment. Today's reading is What Makes You Different? So, this is going to be for really anybody, but I'm thinking more specifically people that have always felt like they don't quite belong, they don't quite resonate with, your average person, maybe even your family members or your friends. Like there's something about you that's a little bit different and you can't quite put your finger on it. Maybe you've never quite understood it, but it's been this intuitive knowing all along that something about you just felt different and just felt kind of special. So find which pile resonates the most with you. We've got three groups here: group one, group two, and group three. And when you're ready, we'll get started. All right, hello, my group ones. If you chose this deck, this is your reading on what makes you different. What makes you so different from the people you know, from the average person, your friends, your family? What makes you unique? What's special about you? Ooh, we've got three here. Okay, we've got silence, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Magic ring, constancy. And rose, love is worth the risk. Okay, so I am seeing that you are probably a hopeless romantic. Okay, you are someone who genuinely loves without expectation. You love unconditionally, meaning love without condition. So that's unique about you because you are offering your love to those in your life without condition of them matching your love, them returning the love maybe that you are giving. Like that might not be the right way to say it. I think a better way to say it would be you offer your love regardless of what's come back to you. It's truly unconditional. Love is worth the risk. You see the beauty in others and you offer your love based on the positive aspects that you see in people, the beauty that you see in people, in spite of maybe their weaknesses, their shortcomings, how they might have disappointed you. Your love, you are still pouring out to them, okay? So, someone who genuinely loves unconditionally, heart led type of relationships, heart led type of decision making, which is a beautiful thing. Our heart is electromagnet. Like it releases a magnetism around us. And so I think that you're someone who leads with the heart, and that permeates into your relationships, that permeates into all areas of your life. Your love is constant, constancy. It's never ending. It's always offered no matter what. And you love with your whole heart. With silence, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. I also see that something that's different about you is discernment on when to speak up about something. Okay, so you might be really regarded with how you choose to speak, what you choose to share, um, when you choose to express maybe like a disappointment or not being happy or pleased with something. I see you as being able to like really evaluate when is the right time to speak up about certain things and when is it best to keep silent. Discernment on when to speak. Which is a really admirable quality because speaking our truth is important, but knowing when and how to, I think, is the nuance that takes some wisdom. And I think a lot of us, when we're younger, if we're more outspoken, tend to just kind of like wear our heart on our sleeves and want to speak our truth. Uh, you know, when the emotion is bubbling up. And I think as we get older, if we're focused on growing and being a better communicator or having better relationships, or just growing in maturity, you kind of start to learn that knowing when and how to express your truth is really important. It's an important lesson. You might have been someone that in the past had spoken your truth too soon about something with someone, and it had, repercussions in the relationship. Maybe for some of you, you've, always had a better discernment about when to speak up or to, stay silent about what you're feeling. But either way, I definitely see you as someone who, if you haven't had it in the past, it's something that you are working towards now, or you're starting to master now. This idea of, timing and phrasing, and when and how is the right time for me to share my truth with the people that I love. But regardless of, sharing your truth and speaking up, you are different because you are constant in offering your love to people no matter what. It's like you see the beauty, you love in spite of any negativity. Your love is always offered and it's unconditional. Let's see what else we can get for my group ones, please. What makes them different? Okay, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. I see that you're also a very hard worker. You, again, kind of with the constancy here, Seven of Pentacles is like hard work over time. It's long-term investment. It's someone who understands the idea of like investment. Now this can be financial, but this can also be like our time and our energy, right? Like you can invest more than just money. And so you are wise with where you invest your time and maybe even where you invest your money. Just the general sense of, what am I going to put out? What is worth investing in? Is this worth my time investment? Is this worth my monetary investment? Is this worth my emotional investment? I see that you tend to strive and pursue things that are more of like long-term and worth your investment type of paths. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles is like you have worked hard for something and you continue to put in the work for something, and you get to sit back and admire where your energy has gone. You get to see some of the fruits of your labor. You enjoy the act of building something that will stand the test of time. All right, let's see what else we can get for my group ones, please. I also feel like just the general like knowing of having a good idea of where your time is worth investing and where it's not. And like this card coming out isn't a surprise, because Two of Swords is all about decision makings, like difficult decisions. And, it came out right as I was saying, like, where to invest your time. So I feel like your ability to just like make the choice and decide that, okay, this is worth it, this is not. This person is worth my time, this person is not. I think it's something you likely have been born with, and you probably have continued to cultivate as you've gotten older and you've went through more experiences in your life. Um, but you're good at kind of seeing which path and which person is worth your time and your love and your investment versus who isn't, okay? I think you have good decision making abilities for things like that. And then we also have the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit again, and it came out with the Two of Swords, very fitting for what I was saying. The Hermit is all about like internal wisdom, seeking the answers within. I see for some of you, you probably often have felt also kind of like alone, because being the hermit literally means, like solitude and being alone. And so you might be more introverted naturally and enjoy your time alone. Um, I think there's probably been instances in your life too where you genuinely just feel lonely. And it probably comes from a result of just like your ability to just unconditionally love the way that you do isn't readily met with a ton of people around you. And it's not to say that, you're not loved. That, of course, that's not what I'm saying. Um, but, this reading is about what is different about you, what is like special and unique and not of the average. So I'm just saying your capacity to love unconditionally and be like constant is probably a little bit outmatched compared to the average person. And at times, this has led you to feel lonely. You probably have had moments in your life where you feel a bit sad about not being met all the time with the level of love that you can give unconditionally. Um, Also like passionate. Like let's dive into like romantic um aspect of life, right? Like this is saying love is worth the risk. Like I feel like that is someone that really loves passionately too. Like when you love with all of your heart. You are you like wear your heart on your sleeve. You take the risk. You give them your all. You are like fully in the moment with whoever you are involved with and really passionate and present. And so you might have had like partners in the past that maybe haven't met you on that level, haven't matched your level of passion or matched your level of like, I want to say like emotional intimacy. Okay. Because emotional intimacy is very different than physical intimacy, of course. And you can have, emotional intimacy with someone. You can have mental uh, intimacy with someone as well. And I kind of just am getting the sense that you have not always felt like you've found the match of someone that can like be at your level with it. Mm, definitely a lover. Definitely a lover. And a wise person too. I feel that you're very wise. Very wise. You tend to I think another thing too that is coming through is your level of intuition is there. Like you intuitively can feel deep down what is worth your time and what isn't. And maybe you've gone through instances in the past where, you had that feeling with someone. Let's say it is, we're talking about romance. I'll get to this card in a second. Where you might have had that um, feeling with someone like a romantic thing in the past where you were super infatuated and like, again, all in, love is worth the risk. Like you're going all in with this person. And maybe deep down, deep down, you kind of knew that they weren't going to be worthy of it or they weren't going to match it. But you still, you were young. And so, like, you still gave it your all. You still fought for the love. You still showed up with your whole self and had tons of passion. And maybe it's burned you in the past because you had to learn the hard way, this level of discernment of like, okay, who's worth my investment? And it's probably taken you some time of, being burned in the past a few times to get to the point where you are now, where you're starting to genuinely evaluate prospects from that lens of, okay, are they going to be worth the investment? Are they going to match my level of investment? Are they going to show up the way that I show up? Are they going to be constant the way that I am constant? And so you're definitely learning how to live your life with this level of passion for the right people. Okay, and we've got the card of illusion. Yeah, I mean, what was I just saying? I think you've had instances in the past where you've been under illusion with people, and maybe under the illusion that, this person would match your energy, would match your love, would match your passion. But I feel like that illusion is starting to fade. Like I feel like you're starting to kind of see, like, this blindfold is coming off. You're starting to kind of see and recognize the people that are, you know, able to match your ability to love and those that aren't. You're kind of like breaking free from that illusion, and like the light is being shown on that illusion, whereas maybe before it was a little harder for you to see. And the qualities that make us different, guys, there's good and bad with everything. I like to mention the word duality a lot, the concept of duality a lot, because like our strengths also have, challenges that come with it, right? Like if your strength is your ability to love hardcore, part of the challenge of coming or having that strength and that like unique ability is you are going to meet people that cannot match you. You are going to experience some sense of heartbreak. You like that's kind of like it's the dual nature of why we come to this earthly realm is to experience good and bad, light and dark. So like the fact that there might be struggle associated with your unique abilities is normal. Like it's part of it. Okay. So I just want to like put that out there. And then we've got adventure. So yeah, I like I see like adventure is important to you, and like I think that plays into your passionate side. Like you're someone who I feel like you're just someone who really like is present in the moment, and like that's why passion is maybe a little easier for you, and like this idea of unconditional love is a little easier for you, is like you show up like this is an adventure, and like you're here for it and you're excited by it, like you are fully present in it. And so I think that really contributes to like your unique ability. Is it's almost like you have this subconscious belief that your life is an adventure and you don't want to waste a moment of it, right? That's why you show up with passion. That's why you show up unconditionally loving. That's why you show up so ready to like invest yourself into it, is like you are here for the adventure. And that's really what life is it's an adventure. Okay, well, that's what I've got you for your reading, my group ones. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear if, there's people out there that are resonating with this reading, and let me know what you think. And I appreciate you guys watching so much, and I hope I get to see you on another one. Okay, take care. All right. Hello, my group twos. If you chose this pile, this is your reading on what makes you different, what makes you unique and sets you apart. That feeling that you've had inside of just always feeling different than everyone else. What is that? All right, Spirit, for my group twos. How are they different? Okay, that one definitely wants to come out. Okay, 10 of Cups. So I feel like you are different because you celebrate life. You really genuinely celebrate life. You are focused on harmony and love. Someone who really genuinely lives from their heart space. Okay, you probably put a lot of emphasis into your relationships, be it family, friendships, romantic. You put a lot of emphasis into that. That's incredibly, incredibly important to you. Like almost like going to no bounds to protect them, to cultivate a healthy family, to, provide some sense of like a legacy within your own family. Like you having a family that stands the test of time and is like healthy, like emotionally healthy and, you know, um, loving and caring and like genuinely just like in flow with each other is really important to you. Okay. Let's see what else we can get for my group ones and what makes you so different. And I also just see like there's this general like positivity about you that is like unmatched. Maybe you're really bubbly, maybe you're really optimistic. Like almost to the point where like maybe other people don't see it or like don't experience the same, but like you're just really focused on seeing the good in life, okay, and putting your energy towards that. I With the Two of Wands reversed, I see this as like really truly being comfortable with where you are. Um because Two of Wands when it's upright is talking about like having choices and options and making plans for new adventures or relocation. It's like a general. I'm going to pull up the image upright so you can kind of see it better. But he's if you look in the image, he's got one staff that's attached to like his home or his castle, and then he's got one staff like perched out. It's symbolic of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? Like he's here, but you can tell he's also looking out into the distance. He's considering what else is out there. He's got a globe in his right hand. He's, you know, pondering where he might want to go, where he might want to travel to, where he might want to relocate, something like that. And so it's when it's upright, it's just symbolic of like you're exploring your choices, you're considering different options. And so with it being reversed, I'm getting the sense that it's like this complete comfort with like you, complete comfort with like where you are in life. Like really owning who you are is the phrase that's coming to my mind. Really owning who you are. And it's not to say that, you never consider change or anything like that. It's just to suggest that, there are some people that are always like the grass is greener on the other side type of people where they're never satisfied. And like, even once they attain all of their goals, it's like that carrot in front of the horse that just keeps moving further perpetually and like this never ending pursuit of happiness, I guess. But for you, I feel like one of your like differences is you genuinely find happiness with where you are. Like you're not constantly searching for the next greatest thing or, what needs changing or upgrading or, being different. Like it's like an authentic contentment with who you are and what you have. And you might like look around you. Oh gosh. And what was I just saying? Like being content with who you are. That judgment is like all about authenticity. In the image here, they've got people that are naked coming out of the coffins. Like that's very symbolic of you are completely authentic now. Like there's nowhere to hide. Anytime someone's naked in tarot, it's suggestive of like pure authenticity, right? Because they're not hiding underneath clothes. There's nothing covering them. There's nothing, um, you know, hiding parts of who they are. It's just fully out there. So wow, like yeah, I see you as someone who like genuinely just owns who they are and loves who they are. I think that you might have also had a spiritual awakening in your life because Judgment card talks about that as well. It's the awakening to the spiritual self, awakening to the higher self, awakening to, God, spirituality, whatever you want to label it as. But just this idea of like getting connected with that side of yourself. So maybe for a lot of you, you're on this like spiritual journey as well and that's, like part of this happiness and contentment is like you've gotten to the point where you're just genuinely happy with who you are and like it feels spiritual to own being that happy with who you are and owning all of you. I also feel like you're someone who genuinely just like sees the complete picture of who you are. Or maybe you're starting to. And what I mean by that is like you've gotten familiar with like your shadow side, you've maybe done shadow work where you are aware of your darker habits or tendencies or aspects of your personality. You're aware of your weaknesses. Um, you are aware of, things that you might need to work on or improve over time. But again, it's not from the place of like seeking it because you're dissatisfied. It's just like more of like an awakening journey of like, okay, I recognize these aspects of myself and I would like to improve that over time. But you're still happy with who you are. It's kind of like you don't take it so serious. You're like, yeah, I mean, just using an example, like maybe you're someone who uh, is a little disorganized, like just totally random example, but like let's run with it. You might think to yourself, like, yeah, like I'm kind of disorganized and like that's who I am. Oh my gosh, you know who I just thought of? It This spread is very much reminding me of Phoebe from Friends because she is like always positive, really bubbly, really happy. She really focuses on just like happiness and the things that are positive in her life. But she also like totally owns like her less than ideal like aspects of her personality. I'm thinking of an episode where I think it's like her and Rachel and they're having a disagreement about something. Maybe it's Monica, I can't remember now, but um and they tell her, they're like, well, Phoebe, you're really flaky. And she's like, yeah, I am flaky. And like, she's not bothered by it. And Monica and Rachel are sitting there like, well, doesn't that bother you? And she's like, no, I mean, I know I am flaky. It's just who I am. Like, it's kind of like that kind of energy where it's almost like, you're not perfect, you're human, but you just kind of accept like those aspects of yourself, and you just focus more on the positive, and you just kind of own who you are in general. So, yeah, really getting like Phoebe vibes from this reading, which I love that show. I love Phoebe. So, huge compliment. All right, let's see what else we can get for you. My group twos. What makes you so different? And in that show, by the way, Phoebe was the different one. Like, if you go back, she was definitely like the oddball, the different one, and all of that. And like, she was the weird one, but she totally owned her weirdness. Oh my gosh, what was I just saying? Okay, you've got magic mirror, self reflection. Yeah, like you just see yourself for who you are. And like, there's just this general, like, yeah, there I am. Like, that's me. Okay, so like in this image, it looks like she has like a cut on her face almost. If you can see it there, I'm trying to get it up to the. She's looking at herself, and you can see like she's got some blood or like some sort of injury on her face there. But I don't know, she doesn't seem too, bummed out by it. She seems like she's like, yeah, that's who I am. Like her facial expression is really speaking to like, I feel like the energy of you, where it's like, yeah, I've got these imperfections. So what? Like, I'm still beautiful. I still love who I am. I still look in the mirror and admire the person that I am, because I know that I'm more than, my imperfections. Yeah. We could all be a little bit more like this, where there's seeing things clearly, like in this image, she's seeing things clearly. That her reflection is clear. There's no muddling. You can tell she's beautiful, and she's got a flaw on her face, but she's not bothered by it. It's kind of like, yeah, well, that's life. I'm human. I feel like we could all, take on that energy a little bit more about ourselves, like being authentic, being honest, seeing things for what they are, but also like seeing it with grace and seeing it with love, and, recognizing, yeah, well, we're human. Like, yeah, we're going to have imperfections, and I don't let it slow me down. I don't let it bum me out. I just, move forward with who I am. And if it's something I want to improve on, I will. So more of like a lighthearted approach to self-reflection, I guess. All right, what else for my group twos, please? Oh, okay. I had a few pop out, but you know what? When it does more than one or two, I just take it as a mistake. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get anything else for my group twos, please. Spirit with this deck. Okay, I'm going to pull from this deck over here. See what else we can get. What makes my group twos so different? Okay. Okay, we've got forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Again, very Phoebe-like energy, like doing your own thing. Truly, like, yeah, it's like you truly are this like unique individual who has your own complete original view of life and view of yourself. And it's like you don't concern yourself with the opinions of others. That's what I'm picking up on. You really don't concern yourself with the opinions of others. You just focus on what makes you happy. You focus on the people that you love. You focus on the people that are worth your time. And you have this innate ability to kind of like let the other stuff not take a grip on you. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. I think for some of you too, you probably are spending time or having endeavors in your life that are, kind of different and kind of unique. And Maybe some of the people in your life don't understand it, or maybe what you're wanting to pursue is just something completely original, or you don't see a lot of people doing it, but you don't let it get you down. It's like you just kind of keep your eye on the prize and you just focus on, like, well, this is what I want, and this is how I'm going to go about attaining it. Wow. All right, let's see what else we can get for my group twos, please, Spirit. What makes them different? Yeah, some of you might just be, you might have careers that are a little bit more, off the beaten path. Maybe you have a passion project you want to work on that's just, something a little bit out there. Or maybe even for some of you too, like your family life is just like a little bit different or unique compared to what the typical average family life would be or something like that. And then you've got bypassing. Yeah, like I think your ability to let things bypass you, like your discernment on what's going to affect you and what isn't, is really strong. And so like you just have this ability to like know what to let in and know what not to let in. If you look at the image on this card, she's like got all of this like fluid around her, or like smoke or something like that. But she's like maintaining herself, even though she's like kind of in the middle of it. Like I kind of view you as like, that's like a image of you. Like this is kind of you. It's like no matter what's going on around you, no matter what people are saying, no matter what other people are doing, you just have this like natural ability to like find the calm within all of that and just continue to do you, be you, focus on what makes you happy, be the leader that you wish you had, forging a new path. Like you know what to let bypass you. That's too many. Like that's 3. Let's get maybe 1 or 2 more, Spirit. And you also can keep your cool about it too. You can keep your cool about it. That's what I just heard. Staying level-headed, staying collected. All right, any other cards here for my group twos, please, Spirit, on what makes them do? Okay, and then we've got the card of unveil. So you are unveiling your authenticity. You have the ability to like unveil yourself, to come out of the coffin, to be born again, to like lift the veil, see beyond the veil. It's kind of like, it's like, I feel like most people, here's a good analogy I want to give for like how I'm going to sum this up. I feel like most people behind this curtain either A, look behind the curtain, or be able to see beyond the curtain. Like maybe they don't have the courage or the desire to like pull the curtain back and like see what's illuminated. But I feel like you do. I feel like you have the courage to pull the curtain back, but I also feel like you just have this innate knowing of what's behind it anyway. Like there's this intuitive knowing of like what real truth is, what real authenticity is, and like it just comes naturally to you. And so that's why you're able to like, have this like leadership type of quality and just focus on what you need to focus on despite what's happening around you and just maintain positivity. It's like you see beyond. I think for a lot of you, you must be like really intuitive, whether you know that or not. Your intuition, I think, is very spot on. And gives you the ability to have all of these qualities that have come out in this reading. You can see beyond the veil. You can see through the disguise. You're able to just see through it. You're able to feel through it. Well, very interesting reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll get to see you on another one. All right. Take care. All right. Hello, my group threes. If you chose this pile, this is your reading on why are you different? What makes you different? You felt it your whole life. This just intuitive knowing that you're a little bit different than most everyone else. That card definitely wants to come out. And let's see why. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So you are able to have perspective, okay? You are able to see like big picture type of thinking like that. Like that just comes naturally for you. Whereas most people aren't going to be able to zoom out to that degree. You're probably someone who, when you're involved in a situation, you're able to like see all sides. You're able to kind of think about the before and the after and like the big picture thinking and roadmap of what it means and what to take from it. So you have like really fantastic perspective. And that helps you in staying probably pretty grounded and pretty reasonable, even in situations that can get really like heated or emotional or passionate or something. Like because you're able to zoom out, you can like ground yourself more. Okay. Perspective. You also probably are someone who like people go to for advice. Like you're that friend that people always seek out when they're having a hard time or they need advice or they need to talk to someone about something difficult that they're experiencing. And they feel comfortable coming to you because you're able to have perspective. You're able to offer them grounded, rational advice. You're able to shed light on aspects of a situation that they're, what's the word I'm looking for with the horse blinders, with their blinders on that they can't see because their scope of vision is here, whereas yours is here. You have this expanded perception of what's happening, themes, ideas, what it means, what to take away from it, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're zoned in here, you're here. Your capacity, your expansion is more zoomed out. So a lot of you might feel like, why do people always come to me? Why are people always coming to me with their problems? You might even experience like going out in public, let's say to a grocery store, and the person behind you in line just starts sharing something difficult that they're going through. And you're sitting there like, why is this stranger just unloading on me? It's because you have this vibe about you where they feel like you're going to be someone who can listen and like see the perspective that they can't. Like that's kind of this, it's just kind of a vibe. It's kind of this energy that I think subconsciously people pick up on. And especially if you're the opposite type of person where you're not able to have this perspective, I think they're often drawn to people like you just subconsciously. They don't even recognize it. But you put out this vibe of like, yeah, I've got this perspective here. And so they sense it. And so you might have had instances in your life where you're like, why is this person sharing these things with me? This is why. And, take that as a good thing. Sometimes it can feel burdensome to, be the person that has the perspective, to be the person that has the grounded advice or wisdom. But it really is a strength. And not only is it something that you can use to benefit your own life, but you can use this to serve others. Your ability to have this perspective can be there to serve humanity. And if you don't have like a greater calling, on the scale of like collective level, well, then it's there to serve the people you love. Like maybe in your group of friends or in your family, like maybe you are the one with this perspective. And maybe at times it's exhausting, but maybe that's the role you were born to play, is like, okay, I'm going to be the grounded person. I'm going to be the one that has this perspective. I'm going to be the one that can offer this perspective. So if you feel like that, just, it's a strength, and it's something that you can use to benefit those in your life, including yourself. Okay, yeah, the C's of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. What was I just saying? Like, you are that person that can bring the unconsciousness that most people experience. Most people are out in this void of just not having the awareness, not having the perspective. You are the one that brings it to light. That's what makes you so different, is your perspective is like zoomed out. And it might not even be like something you recognize. Maybe you do. But for some of you, hearing this message might be like an aha moment of like, oh, yeah, maybe that is what it is. And for others, maybe you've known this your whole life, and this is just kind of like a confirmation of, yeah, like I've always kind of felt like I just see the bigger picture, and my ability to respond to the situation just seems more grounded. Maybe this is just confirmation for you. You see the potential. You bring unconsciousness to light. So a lot of what you just naturally know, a lot of what you naturally just see and perceive is not what the average person is able to. Okay. So I think, you could be like claircognizant, just this like inner knowing. It's like just a ability of just understanding and having knowledge that doesn't like come from reason. Like you might not know why or how you know something, but you just know. Like you have that sort of claircognizant ability. And that's part of your gift, is you get to be someone that sees the potential and brings the unconsciousness to light and shares it with people and helps them to achieve this zoomed out type of perspective. What a beautiful gift to have and bestow to the people in your life. The world needs people like us. The world needs people like you. And again, like even if like you have no desire to do anything on like a wide scale, collective scale, even just like the people in your immediate life, your friends, your family, your loved ones, like that's serving humanity. It doesn't have to be public. It doesn't have to be grand. It's literally like just the people that you surround yourself with. This is how you're going to serve them. All right, let's see what else we can get from my group threes. What makes them so special? What makes them different? Yeah, I'm also hearing like you see things clearly. You see things clearly. Like, I think you're also like, you've got a good bullshit meter. You got a good bullshit meter, because what I'm hearing in my head is like, if something were in this water, you'd be able to see it. It's kind of like your perception is clear, like this water. So like, I think you're, oh, okay, I just had a card fly off the table. Let me get it. It's kind of like your perception is this clear water. Like you're able to see if there is a shark swimming in it, you will see it. All right, we've got 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is all about, or I'm sorry, 9 of Cups is all about just fulfillment and satisfaction. So yeah, like I see you as being someone who is, having this ability, if it doesn't already, it will bring you immense satisfaction. I almost want to say that I feel like I'm compelled to say this, so I feel like it's for someone out there. I feel like there is going to be someone out there who has felt burdened by this ability, almost like it feels like, almost like a frustration of like, okay, I can have this perspective. Why is no one else able to see this? Why am I the only one that can see this? Why am I the only one that can have this rational, view of what's happening? And so if that is the case where like you have felt almost burdened by it or frustrated because like no one else is able to like meet you there, Spirit is saying like in time, you will actually become incredibly satisfied with this being your ability. Again, this reading is about what makes you different, what sets you apart from the average person. So this is a good thing, guys. And just like anything in life, all of our journeys come with challenges. So having a special ability or having a special quality doesn't mean that it's always perfect and amazing and, butterflies and rainbows. No, it means there are times where it's going to feel really good. And then there are times where it's going to feel really challenging. But again, like this is like, I want you to view it as like the service you could provide to people in your life is this ability to have this, wise, grand perspective on things and seeing things clearly. And, just once you can own that and embrace it, it's a beautiful gift. And I think you will feel, if you don't already, you will feel immense satisfaction from this being something that's part of you. 9 of Cups is feeling fulfilled. It is having your cups filled. It is feeling proud. It is feeling incredibly satisfied. And so I think in time, you're going to reach this stage of like, okay, wow, this is like, what a beautiful thing that I possess this ability and that this makes me different from those around me. And you'll really honor it and appreciate it if you don't already. And maybe some of you do. But I feel very compelled to share that because I feel like there is going to be someone out there that is almost resentful that like they have this perspective and other people don't. You know what I mean? So if that's you, like, let me know in the comments if that resonates. All right, we have got the 9 of Pentacles and then the Magician. All right. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles reversed. I think this is kind of playing into what I was just saying, which is there are some of you that I think this has felt like a burden. I'm going to move these down here for you. I think for some of you, this has felt like a burden. This ability to, see what others aren't, see clearly, have this perspective, and probably having to like guide people with this, bigger perspective. And it's left you feeling a bit just, like overworked, like it's been tiresome for you. But the Magician is all about like using our resources to manifest what we desire. It's like he has the ability to create his own happiness with the tools that he has. And so, these cards came out together. I feel like this is Spirit saying, like, if this is you where you have felt burdened by this special, unique ability, you can turn it into, if you take on like the Magician type of approach and archetype towards this ability, like it's going to leave you feeling really, really satisfied. It's all about, and here's another thing, guys, like perspective, right? Like it's all about the perspective of your unique abilities. So if your perspective about your ability to perceive things feels like a burden because most people can't match you there, change your perspective. Maybe your perspective about your perspective should be more of like, wow, I'm so blessed with this ability and I'm going to harness it to help people. And maybe at times it can feel exhausting or I can feel overworked, but I'm going to focus on the fact that I'm here to use this to benefit people. Magician is all about like understanding the power that you hold and being able to manifest it into reality. So this is someone that uses what is available to them, good and bad, to manifest their reality. So use your abilities and your unique potential and, like your unique qualities, like your ability to have this perspective to benefit those around you. Like, what a beautiful gift. All right, let's see what wants to come out from this deck for my group threes. Yeah, so start feeling empowered by this, guys. Start seeing it truly as like your special, unique ability that is here to serve the people around you and also, serve yourself, of course. That too. All right, I'm going to switch decks. I'm not feeling like that one wants to speak to us. Let's go to this one. Any final messages for my group threes on what makes them unique? What makes them different? What else for my group threes, please, Spirit? Ooh, this one. Okay, we've got limerence. Okay, I believe I know the definition of this one. I think this is like a longing for like a place you aren't familiar with, like kind of like if you're a starseed and like feeling like Earth isn't home and you're longing for a home you don't even remember. I think that's what limerence is, but I want to pull it up and let's see. And if so, that would actually be incredibly fitting for the energy that I'm getting from this reading. Okay. This card will come up when your feelings are overwhelming, crashing over you like waves. We need to feel all our emotions. That's the only healthy way to be. But right now, you could be somewhat drowning in them. Yeah, I mean, that kind of fits in with the Nine of Pentacles, just this feeling of like a burden, being overworked. Limerence is characterized by an intense longing, usually for someone or something that you seemingly can't have. Okay, so I was right. If you want to transform your current situation, you need to go deep to heal with your emotions rather than allowing them to control you. Ask yourself if you've developed an unhealthy attachment. There's a point where being healthily enthusiastic about someone or something tips into obsession. If this card comes up, it's time for you to have a word with yourself. The dark moon calls on us to release. And right now, you need to let go of anything that has too tight a hold on you. Okay, so very fitting for what I've been getting with this reading, which is, so the first aspect of it, like feeling like the waves are crashing over you, feeling overwhelmed. Nine of Pentacles. I think this ability, this unique special ability that makes you so different can feel overwhelming at times, can feel really frustrating at times. So I think there's that. But again, change your perspective, right? Like this, it's kind of like view it as a tool. Let's use the analogy of a knife. This is a really like common one, an easy one to use here. A knife can be used to kill someone, or it could be used to cook a beautiful dinner. So it's all about like intention and perspective, guys. Like you could use this ability of yours that makes you so different as a tool, or you could let it use you and create feelings of, being overburdened, overworked, exhausted, feeling like the waves are crashing over you and it's just too much and you can't handle it. Okay? So it's all about your perspective about this, right? It could be a tool used for good. It could be a tool that, drowns you essentially. The other aspect of it, the longing for, a place that you, or a person that you just don't know. I think that you are probably a starseed, and that's why like your ability to have this perspective comes so easily for you, because you have lived elsewhere from here. Okay. You've probably lived in other realms, other worlds, you've had other lives, and part of your mission or your purpose of coming into this life is to benefit others with your unique ability. But that leaves you feeling a bit longing for something that you don't remember or you don't know. Maybe you feel a longing also towards, like just people being more like you, and that's understandable. I've just got, okay, we had two come out, but this one landed more in front of me. And this one's so fitting, reveal the truth. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. So I think that this idea of limerence makes sense because as a starseed, we're not from here. We're not from this earthly realm. We've had different lifetimes, and probably a lot of us have had lifetimes where the type of people that we deal with are more similar to us, are able to relate the way that we are to relate, or to have the perspective, or to see things clearly, or to love more unconditionally like we do. And in this earthly realm, you don't encounter, you're going to encounter a lot more personalities that aren't as evolved on a spiritual level like we might be. And so there's a longing for people that are more like us. I understand that. So that's probably some of how you feel too. Reveal the truth, though. This is part of your ability, and what makes you so unique and so different is you're here to help reveal the truth. That's why you're able to have these abilities of this zoomed out perspective. You are able to see the truth, sense the truth, just intuitively kind of know the truth about things that are happening and situations. And so I believe part of your purpose is to share that truth and share that perspective with people around you. So that's an incredible gift. And I hope this reading leaves you feeling more empowered and less burdened if you feel burdened by this, ability that you have. Okay, well, that's what I have for your reading. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. All right, take care.